We've seen Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine bringing war to Europe, raising national security questions many thought consigned to the history books. We're seeing an increasingly assertive Chinese Communist Party using overt and covert pressure to bend other countries to its will. Instability in Iran is bringing real-world consequences here. This year, a concerted campaign has seen a massive number of Russian officials expelled from countries around the world, including more than 600 from Europe, over 400 of whom we judge are spies. This has struck the most significant strategic blow against the Russian intelligence services in recent European history. And together with coordinated waves of sanctions, the scale has taken Putin by surprise. The distinctive importance of the UK's support to Ukraine's self-defence is reflected in recent Russian public statements pointed at the UK. While these include silly claims, such as alleging UK involvement in attacking the Nord Stream pipelines, the serious point is that the UK must be ready for Russian aggression for years to come. In the UK's case, since our removal of 23 Russian spies posing as diplomats, we have refused on national security grounds over 100 Russian diplomatic visa applications. We've continued to work intensively to make the UK the hardest possible operating environment for Russian covert action. We see the Chinese authorities playing the long game in cultivating contacts to manipulate opinion in China's favour, seeking to co-opt and influence not just prominent parliamentarians from across the political landscape, but people much earlier in their careers and public life, gradually building a debt of obligation. Since then, we've seen yet more concerning activity. The Chinese authorities use all the means at their disposal to monitor and, where they deem necessary, intimidate the Chinese diaspora. This takes place all over the world, from coercing and forcibly repatriating Chinese nationals to harassment and assault. This was brought home recently when a pro-democracy protester appeared to be the subject of violence outside the Chinese consulate in Manchester. We're seeing further indications of that repression. To intimidate or harass UK nationals or those who've made the UK their home cannot be tolerated. The current wave of protests in Iran is asking fundamental questions of the totalitarian regime. This could signal profound change, but the trajectory is uncertain. For now, we see the regime resorting to violence to silence critics. An Iran that, with its proxies, remains a profoundly destabilising actor in its region and beyond. Iran projects threat to the UK directly through its aggressive intelligence services. At its sharpest, this includes ambitions to kidnap or even kill British or UK-based individuals perceived as enemies of the regime. We've seen at least 10 such potential threats since January alone.